Dear ones, I am Archangel Michael. Today I'm going to talk about a new feeling, power. What is power? What makes people change when they have power in hands? Some say that power corrupts man, and I tell you yes. For people to remain intact, the way they have always been despite having power in their hands, it is necessary for them to have a very balanced very. May they be very well prepared spiritually. Let them be people who came with a mission. The mission of doing good for us. These yes, have the ability to have the power in their hands, and do for those, for which it needs to be done. These are, minority is many, they are less than 1% of all those who hold power on the planet. These thousandths of a percentage. Unfortunately, many may ask, so power is an evil energy. You can say yes, because sizing power always has a second intention. There is always that manipulation that is done. You have been manipulated, enslaved for many ages by those who held power, and all this teaching has been passed so that you always feel subject, enslaved. Never think you have a voice. All think that you are a minority, that you alone do nothing, that you have no capacity for anything, and so on. This is the lesson they want to pass on to you. You are nothing. You have no voice. Even if you fight, you will lose. If you are against the system, you are against us, and you will lose. That's the lesson. This is what you have heard all these ages. People often introduce themselves. I am the savior of the fatherland. I am the one who changed all this. Normally those who stand up and say they are the saviors of the fatherland are the worst, because they have been deceiving before. Although the art of deception is strictly inherent to those who want power, as many promises are made, ephemeral promises, promises they know they won't keep, but they are promises that they also know you want to hear. If you are hungry, then they come and say, I'm going to put a plate of food on each of your tables. This is my savior. I'm going to vote for him because he's going to give me a plate of food. For you who believe that, then there may be a small portion that will say, no, but mine promised and is doing it. I said that there is a small portion, a thousandth of a cent, that does what it promises. Exist. It's not 100%, but it's a very small portion. And if you have a rule, get down on your knees and thank God that you have the conscience to vote for such a good person. But the vast majority know that what I'm saying is the purest truth. Who do all those who want power think of first? In themselves, in perpetuating this power, and remaining in power for decades, or millennia. Of course, no one lives that long, but there are certain countries where power comes from father to son, and so on. The family has been in power for centuries. Like this. So my brothers, power does corrupt, because not only is his mind already prepared to do the wrong things, but this attracts all sorts of agreements, compromises, that may exist, and then he becomes more and more aware of how much he can earn, that he can earn more and more, that he can steal more and more. Because let's put it, they are taking from you, they are not taking from others. It is you they are taking, the primary services that you would have the right to have that they take away. The world would be perfect, every small city would be perfect, if its rulers lived in humble houses, were treated in public hospitals, lived on the outskirts, took the bus every day to go to work. Look what it would be like. Wouldn't they do anything to improve? That's right, they would do something to improve their own situation, but in return you would all win. No? Of course yes. But are there any of them who do this? No. They live in luxurious houses, they travel in a car with a driver, Many don't even walk on land, they walk in the air. So as not to get into traffic jams, they travel every week. Take your family out for a walk. Eat in good restaurants. They go to parties. They throw parties constantly, passing it in your face. Look, this is all with your money, you idiots. My brothers, harsh words must be spoken. You have learned nothing. Over so many years of slavery, of manipulation. You continue without learning anything. You let yourselves be fooled by a simple catchphrase. That's very sad. Very sad. Then you say, but we don't have a voice. Of course. You cancel each other out. You don't believe in yourselves. Who is authority? The rulers or you? Who is the majority? If you all thought with one voice about doing what was best for you, what should you do? Just think a little. I think it's not very difficult. Don't elect anyone. Then stop to think a little. Hey, what happened? That's right. You turned the tables. You turned the game around, and then the game would be in your hands. Yes, but this is very difficult, right? It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So it's better to settle in. Let them steal. Everything is good. Everything is fine. Then tomorrow you will go to a hospital and die there. Because there is no care. They turn a corner and are killed because there is no security. They lose their homes because there is no treatment for natural disasters, and so on. I would be talking here all day. So there is no one to blame, my brothers. It is not Gaia who is sending catastrophes. That's not it. It's not Gaia's fault. It's the fault of those who elected. So who is to blame for the story? Are they? Did they go to where they are, alone? No. No. They were there by you. So now hold on. Without complaining, that complaining is useless. My brothers, do not be fooled by those who have power in their hands. Many have good hearts, but the machine itself corrupts them. The machine itself brainwashes them, so that every good, upright, sincere person becomes corrupted, because they start to see another side that they didn't see before, the good side. So she ends up succumbing to power. Well, this is a subject to think of a lot of, but what is the solution? Solution is simple. Make your voices count. Don't elect anyone. Don't vote for anyone. This is the way for anyone in this corrupt power to realize that you are majority. Then many will say, hey, the archangel became a politician. No, I didn't become a politician. I'm just showing you the size of the strength I have, and that you don't use. You only know how to sit, complain, and cry. That's all you know how to do. Complaining about why you don't have that. Complaining about why you don't have that. Complain about that other thing. Who put them there? It definitely wasn't me. It was you who let yourself be carried away by catchphrases, by requests. Look, everyone has to vote for so and so. And then comes another explanations as to why, even more absurd. So there it is. Their result. Now I'm going to talk a little about what power will be in the future. In a new world, there will be power. As I already told you, there needs to be a representative. There always is, because it is impossible to listen to everyone. There must always representative. But as in the new world, the feeling that will prevail is love. That representative will always think about the whole and never about himself. Every he proposes will be thinking about the whole, the good of the whole, because if he doesn't think like that, he will stop being a representative immediately. You will have the strength to remove him. Not after so many years. Ah, he got in. Now I have to wait so many years for him to get out. No, 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 no. If you did something wrong, leave it immediately, because it is the whole who speaks, it is not just one. So my brothers, this is what awaits you. The world in balance awaits you. A world where everyone has a voice. Even if there is a representative. But if any of you wants to stand up and speak, you will be heard. Who knows? Who knows? Your ideas will be accepted. As long as it is for the good of the whole, they will be put into practice. Everyone will have a voice. All, not just one. So, my brothers, this is what we want, and this is what will be. This petty, mediocre, corrupt power that exists in your world today will end. All of these will certainly not continue in these positions and will no longer have power. I can tell you this, categorically, because your future representatives will not have power, they will only be representatives. Decisions have to be made by the whole, not just one person. It's not someone who wakes up with the desire, today I feel like doing this, and goes there and signs a law and does it. No, got an idea. This will be appreciated by all. If the all agrees, it will be done. It's a little different, my brothers. You have a voice, because you will all be on the same level. There will be no rich or poor. Everyone will have the right to everything, in the same way. So my brothers, hold on just a little longer. I know you're already fed up. I'm already starting to talk the same way to you, but that's good, because you're starting to see me in a different way. I want you to see me as a friend. I continue to be the spiritual being that I am, and with the power that I have. But I want to be more than that. I want to be a friend to you. The one you can trust and listen to. I am not inaccessible to anyone. I'm everywhere. I hear each one of you. So, I am a brother to you, and with my power, I am able to help everyone at the same time, without distinguishing one from the other. That's why these messages I give, in simpler, less elaborate language, so that you understand, so you may realize that you have a brother in me, whom you can trust. Not that inaccessible being that no one trusts, cause he doesn't even know where he is. I'm everywhere. Is it difficult for you to understand? You don't need to understand. Just believe. I'm everywhere. When someone calls my name, I immediately stop to listen. So my brothers, I just say to you, have a little more patience, and I repeat again, everything is on time, nothing is late. Everything is happening the way it has to happen. And so it will continue. It is not your anxiety that will make us speed up the process. Everything will happen at the right time, so that there is no mistake, and there will be no mistake. I am Archangel Michael, and count on me all the time. Just say my name, as you wish, Archangel Michael, Saint Michael, as you wish, and I will be your side immediately. And if your request made from the heart, I will certainly comply.
Greetings, dear ones. I am Prion of Magnetic Service. It's never a mystery to Spirit. Who is listening? Who is here? In this case, who sits in the chair? There's always been this idea that that which you call God, Spirit, Creator, is in another room. And you are in a lower room. There's always been this idea that you reach out to try to touch that which is the face of God. And if you're lucky, if you're really lucky, God will look your way. This is the story, the narrative of most of the Today you are here, knowing better. Spirit knows of you, your name, why you sit here, what you might be going through, what you might be cognizing right now, the aha, perhaps, that is even occurring. So many times, the question has been asked, how does God see us? And I want to reaffirm that right now. I would love you to wipe away for just a moment all the reality of things of the earth and picture for a moment you are in a multi-dimensional state, you might say, and you're about to have a child. Men, you have also been women in this room. Women, you've also been men in this room. This room is filled with old souls who have shared all things on this planet and all genders. You've all been with. Wipe away that which you consider inappropriate for an earthling to say, you might say, and become multidimensional just for a moment. And picture this. Picture this. You're going to give birth to a child, and that child is going to be so special because that child made in your image, just as it happened here. And imagine for that moment that you're going to release that child through the wind of birth onto a planet called Earth. And the last thing you're going to say to that entity as it passes through that area is you're going to look in the eyes and say, find me. Find me. And when you do, you'll know the connection we have. And with that child of yours begins to awaken if they do, and ask the questions if they do. But that child actually starts studying and asking, where did it come from? Is there a creator? Is the creator, as I've told the other room, or might it be in me? Because I feel it in me. And then that child begins to push against culture and everything they're told. He starts to realize that there is something bigger. He's hiding. And they reach out. God, if you're there, show me. You waited a long time, Mom, in story, and you start to realize that the child is finding you. Stop everything. Question. How do you feel? How do you feel? Would there be tears in your eyes? Would you reach out to the child and say, thank you for understanding more than you can understand, understanding the puzzle, understanding the whys. Perhaps you don't, but you found me. And it's that point in time when you say, now that you find me, let's go together, take my hand, let's get something done. That's how God feels about people. Is it possible that this arrangement, if you want to call it, is the truth? It is the greatest truth on the planet, the one that hides so succinctly. In the low energies of earth and consciousness, you have built a scenario of what God is based upon what your Father is. Your Father is in charge. Your Father says something, you do it. Father punishes and rewards. And that has been the model of God. Now that the consciousness of the planet is starting to raise itself slightly, the old souls are really starting to understand. Now you know. It's not that way at all. There's something bigger, grander. The system that my partner teaches is simply an informative one, but informs you about the greatest thing you could ever know on the planet. You are loved and have been from the moment you were released from the wind of birth, known by name from the moment you were released from the wind of birth, and have been looked at and watched and loved, waiting to find the truth. There are those who say it's so dark. Brian, it's so dark in these times. I'm having trouble with it. Sometimes it seems like the light escapes.
Good morning.
I want to give you a formula. I want to tell you a little bit more about light and dark. The formula is for light. It's easy. I'll give it to you in a moment. Light and dark are unusual. They're unusual in that there's a dynamic that people don't even think about. You're used to light and dark being like elements that move around. It's not really so long. If you're in a room that has no windows and there's no turned on, what do you have? The answer is darkness. In other words, on this planet right now,
Trying to get the bumps out.
the status quo is a dark room. So dark is not active, it's not created, it just is because it's the absence of light. So when light occurs, the darkness starts to diminish until the light is bright enough for there to be no darkness. So that doesn't give credit, does it, to darkness being active and fighting with the light? And yet it seems that. I want to give you a reminder. So when you turn off the light, darkness doesn't come in. It was always there. Did you get that? You turn off the light, you get what was always there. It doesn't come in. And so the answer is to carry this light on this planet, which is filled with darkness still, in a way that it never goes out, ever. It won't go out when you sleep, dear ones, because you're protected. Honest. That's part of the issue. That's part of the plan. That's part of all the things that learn here. But there are those encompassing you, old soul, all the time. Keep darkness away from you if that's your choice. To show you the way if that's your choice. If you ask for that. Well, I have a formula. There's one thing that will not allow darkness in your life ever. And it's not the study of cryon. It's not the study of God. It's not listening to channels. It isn't even all that spiritual. But it is. And the answer is joy. Joy chases away the darkness. Period. If you can remain joyful in your waking hours and concentrate on this which is joyful in your life, the lights will never go out. How does that feel? And that, my friends, is the answer to finding God. If your hand is outstretched right now, says, I want to know you. I got it. I got it. I want to know you. I want you to be ready for a hand to come down and say, thank you. I found you. That's the truth. That's the truth. I am crying in love with humanity. And so it is.
Dear brothers, I am Autumna. Today we will talk about chapter 16 of book 2 of Telos. In this chapter our brother Hiram comes to us. He is a scientist on Telos. He wants to bring you some concepts, and I will pass them on. Many wonder, why is reading these books moving me? Many people ask themselves, why does reading this book bring back some memories, some feelings that I don't understand? Let's think about the following. The evolution path of each soul is due at the moment of incarnation. Everyone who is incarnated at this moment, and I mean those who are awakened, knows the mission they would have on the planet at this moment. The rest, the unawakened ones, also know that they will go through a big step in evolution, but they don't quite understand what it is. But they are also being affected by all the changes. So in the very walk of the whole there is the story of Gaia. There is the moment of Gaia's ascension, the moment when humanity will be allowed to ascend together with Gaia in the physical body. So this higher path would have to be followed in some way by the souls too, so that at each point on that planet's journey, the incarnated souls would reach the same level as Gaia. Over time, many truths have appeared, many things are being discovered. Coincidence? Of course not. Because a good part of humanity on the planet itself is being prepared for ascension, souls who incarnated specifically for this purpose. We have representatives all over the planet. Lemurians who connect with us all the time to receive instructions on how to act on the surface. We are not here just talking and telling stories. We are acting. There is a lot of action, not just on Telos, but in all the cities in the interior of the planet, as well as with the inhabitants in its skies. Nobody is standing still. The process is ongoing. The ascension of a planet is not something easy and simple, and preparing the planet itself for this ascension is not an easy process either. We are all involved in it. For you, I repeat again, at some points on Gaia's journey you need to be, let's put it, at a frequency compatible with that of the planet. Then many teachings appeared, many techniques, many forms of evolution were shown to you, things that you had never experienced, providing those souls, who once lived with us or in other places, the exact memory of who they once were. Very good. That's why, when you read our lines, in our books, you feel uncomfortable, you feel disturbed. I've already said it here, I'll say it again, these are not just lines in a book. Everyone who picks up our book to read story has our energy, and if it is coupled with that soul will receive that energy. Others may read these books and not feel anything, thinking it is a fantasy story. It may happen. Our energy was not compatible with his soul, because he did not live with us. They are new souls, souls that have not known Lemuria, nor Atlantis, nor other intra-cities. So that doesn't mean anything to them. They are souls originating from the planet itself, who have never lived outside of here. So everyone has something that is part of their journey. I believe that each one of you who is here listening to this journey is moving inside, is feeling that something changes, that something sometimes bothers you or that something sometimes brings you great joy. This is our role, to bring to you all this awareness of evolution that we are going through. Many may ask, why are the dates in the book so old relative to our world today? My brothers, there were delays due to humanity itself. But that doesn't stop what is written there from being real today. It may not have happened within the calendar you use, but it certainly has already happened and we are preparing for the final months. We know that in your hearts these moments are still far away. You no longer believe that they will arrive so soon. But I can tell you the change needs to be gradual. It cannot be as you want. Changing an entire planet, consciousness of an entire planet, is not an easy moment, especially when its beings have free will. We can't just bring down an energy block and wake everyone up suddenly. We cannot do that. This needs to be done gradually so that everyone can bear it. The light is coming, and stronger every day. And of course there will come a time when it will reach its peak, and at that peak everyone will awaken. Then the great process in, because the separation will be almost instantaneous. Who will be light and who will not be, who will believe and who won't, or who will get involved and who won't get involved. So just believe. Everything is being done so that the process is as light as possible for each inhabitant and for each soul. We understand that you want everything to happen soon, but are you ready yourself? I answer, no, they are not yet. Few are ready. You still need to go through a very deep cleaning process, so that you can reach that necessary percentage. Don't want to run out of time. Time does not exist for us, but everything is happening according to plan. There are no more delays because we no longer depend on human energy on the planet. This phase is over. Now, Gaia is going at me. If you want to go with her, just open your heart and everything will happen in the most peaceful way you can imagine. Dear brothers from planet Earth, I am Ashta Sharon. Thanks to the energy that reaches this planet, we have seen a lot of things coming to the surface. The focus of each of in today's world is just to understand, visualize, everything bad that is appearing. Everything absurd, contradictory, everything that still shocks you. These are the things that you perceive and understand as a world that is getting worse and worse. So I'm going to teach you something. Imagine that the light, the central sun, is a great angel, a beautiful angel. It's not very big, it's your size. Note that I'm creating an imaginary being. This angel enters your homes and through his very intense light, points that in everyday life you see as dim, as dark, are all illuminated, because this angel has this property of bringing light where there is none. So it doesn't matter if it's a place that doesn't get physical light, the light of this angel fills every point where he passes, even the smallest crack in your walls. Furniture will be illuminated, guarantee you that exactly because they are dark places that you are used to never looking there. You will discover lots of dirt, mainly dirt, things lost over time and that you couldn't find at all. Your children's toys. You can find anything in these places, because now they are extremely illuminated. The light penetrates furniture, walls, everything in front of it. So the simple presence of this angel is enough for your house to light up, as if there were no walls, furniture, utensils, nothing, everything was clean. It was just a big box. And you would see everything. So let's take this image that I created and transform this angel into the central sunlight. He's lighting everything up. Then those dirt, whether due to carelessness, difficult access, or because they were hidden on purpose, appear. Nothing is hidden anymore. So you have the feeling that your world is getting worse, but I ask you, if you discover something hidden, something bad that someone tried to hide for a long time and it comes to light and reveals the whole truth, is that bad? This making your world worse? For many, they will say, no, this is bad because it is better to have the illusion that the world is perfect. In other words, not wanting to see the mistakes of others so that the time does not come to see your own. So what happens today is that nothing is hidden anymore, and those who care for the balance of their planet, even if in crooked ways, are able to see a lot of things they never saw before, and are able to act efficiently and effectively. This is happening all over the planet. There's nothing left to hide. The big problem is that it's a lot of dirt. It's as if you were a group of people who clean the streets and every day you clean up a little of that mountain of rubbish that is appearing out of nowhere. You can't clean everything at once. And for everything is discovered, it has to have a nation. There has to be an action. And many still need to be created so that they can treat the problem that has arisen. So no, your world is not getting worse. Your world is cleaning up. You are getting all the facts. You are meeting people who you supposedly thought were perfect, who today you realize had a lot of rubbish hidden under the carpet. And as these mountains of dirt are being cleaned up, those truths, those worst truths, are almost coming to light. I can tell you that many are very worried because they are seeing things come to light quickly, and they can no longer hide anything they have done for so long. Then the time for final cleaning is coming, the cleansing where the great truths will emerge. These are not truths about people, they are truths about groups, leaders, in all aspects. When we talk about great truths, what do we mean? First, the history of your planet, the story that has never been told, throwing aside the beliefs created by your religions. This will be the first to be taken down. The great truth about each being of light will be told, and then on the rest is a consequence of the actions of all the same leaders who manipulated the inhabitants of this planet. So at this moment there is no point in being afraid, there is no point in being impatient, there is no point in being scared about what will come. The time is now to trust each being of light that you come into. It doesn't have to be for everyone. We don't want hegemony. We want you to feel safe having just one being around you, and that you trust that he will do everything for you to protect you. This is what we ask. It's not too much to ask. And I can say it another way. That's what we offer. Support and protection for you. So don't keep imagining. What will I hear? What will I see? Because every thought you have creating something. In this moment this all reverberates. It has already been said here. If you want to imagine the great moment of truths, imagine the clapping. Imagine the people at ease. Imagine the people suffering but calmly. Love in their without revolt, without hate. This you need to reverberate, not anything else. There is no point emanating fear for a moment that will happen. If you emanate fear you don't trust us. So, you haven't yet made an alliance with the being of light, because if you had, you wouldn't be afraid, because you would trust that this being would be by your side, there, welcoming your supplication, giving you a big hug of love, listening to your questions and mainly balancing your entire being. Emanating fear is the worst thing you can do at this moment, because whoever emanates fear lowers their vibrations, and join great mass of people who don't know anything, or pretend not to know. Whoever trusts, whoever has faith, just waits, awaits the big moment of revelations. What will it be like? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what it will be like. What matters is that every inhabitant of this planet will know everything, even if there is one hidden inside a cave, isolated from the world, he will know everything. So now, my brothers, is the time to trust, to make that list of protections and simply trust. This is the big word, trust. Those who trust fear nothing. Those who don't trust feel afraid. So learn trust. But it's not just saying, I trust. That's not how it works. You have to demonstrate this, that your trust is total, and that whatever happens you are not worried. Because you know that what will happen will be the best for your soul. And right now the focus is on your souls, not you. Their souls need to be cleansed. Your souls need to have the necessary vibration for the fifth dimension, because they are the ones carrying the vibration, not your body. Your mind and your soul are one. Your soul intuits you and you receive intuition. You think and your soul receives your thought. You are one. So, we need to treat their souls, because they are the ones that carry the vibration of eons of time, of pain, suffering, magic, evil, violence, everything. The time now is to look at the sky, say goodbye to one of us who is in your skies, and trust that we are there and we see each one of you who waves to us. Believe me, we see. Because what connects us to each of you is the connection of love that you feel. So if you respect us and love us, the connection with us is immediately created, and we start to see you individually. We know, on the surface of the planet, who we can contact, and we will do so. Nor do you want to know when, we will just be a visitor who will arrive by surprise. So as you say, keep the house tidy, smelling good, prepared for our visit. But I tell you that this house not your physical home, it is your heart. Keep your heart open, loving, clean, and we will certainly reach it. But we will unite in a single thought, in a single moment, in a single energy, and you won't need to see us. It will be enough for you to feel us and hear our words in your mind. But rest assured that you will feel our embrace and we will be together in a great fusion of energy and love. Now is the time to trust my brothers. Don't hesitate for any minute. Trust your guardians. Trust your masters. Act naturally without anxiety, without despair, cause when the moment arrives you are balanced and prepared, and you will go through everything with the certainty that you will have us there, close to you, wiping your tears, giving you words of support and above all saying, we are here and we love you unconditionally.
Dear ones, I am Ashta, the commander of the Galactic Federation of Light. I am here to share with you some important updates on the current situation of your planet and your ascension process. There are many different timelines and realities that coexist on your planet, and each one has its own vibration and frequency. Some of these realities are more aligned with the new Earth than others, and some are more resistant to change. The secret new ascension Earth realities are that have been created by the light workers and starseeds who have awakened to their true nature and mission. These are the realities that are based on love, peace, harmony, joy, abundance, cooperation, and service. These are the realities that are in tune with the divine plan and the highest good of all. These are the realities that are invisible to lower vibrations and the dark forces that still try to control and manipulate your world. These secret new ascension realities are not separate from the old Earth realities. They are interwoven and interconnected, but they vibrate at different frequencies. They are like parallel worlds that exist in the same space but do not interact with each other. They are like radio stations that broadcast different programs but do not interfere with each other. They are like bubbles that float in the same ocean but do not burst each other. These secret new ascension Earth realities are accessible to anyone who chooses to raise their vibration and align with their soul purpose. They are not exclusive or elitist. They are open and welcoming to all who resonate with them. They are not hidden or secretive. They are transparent and truthful. They are not isolated or lonely. They are connected to and supported by the Galactic Federation of Light and the angelic realms. One of the ways that these secret new ascension Earth realities are being created and maintained is by the waves of magnetic light that are being sent to your planet by the central sun of your galaxy and other sources of cosmic energy. These waves of magnetic light carry codes information that activate your DNA and awaken your consciousness. They also help you to release old patterns and beliefs that no longer serve you and to embrace new ones that support your evolution. These waves of magnetic light are not random or chaotic. They are orchestrated and synchronized by the higher intelligence that oversees your ascension process. They come in cycles and patterns that correspond to your planetary movements and alignments. They also respond to your collective consciousness and your individual intentions. They are like musical notes that create a symphony of transformation. These waves of magnetic light affect everyone on your planet, but not in the same way. Some people are more sensitive and receptive than others, depending on awareness and readiness. Some people experience them as blissful and uplifting, while others experience them as challenging and disruptive. Some people welcome them as opportunities for growth, while others resist them as threats to their comfort zone. The key to navigating these waves of magnetic light is to stay centered in your heart and trust in your inner guidance. Do not let fear or doubt cloud your vision or block your intuition. Do not let external circumstances or opinions distract you or sway you from your path. Do not let ego or attachment limit you or hold you back from your potential. Another factor that is influencing the creation and manifestation of these secret new ascension Earth realities is the disclosure of the truth about your history, your origins, your potential, and your galactic family. Disclosure is getting closer every day as more evidence and information is revealed by whistleblowers, insiders, researchers, journalists, activists, contactees, channelers, and others who have access to hidden or suppressed knowledge. Disclosure is getting closer every day as more people awaken to their true nature and mission and demand transparency and accountability from those who are in positions of power and authority. Disclosure is getting closer every day as more events and phenomena are occurring that cannot be explained or denied by conventional science or mainstream media. Disclosure is getting closer every day as more light ships and beings from other dimensions and star systems are making their presence known to you in various ways: sightings, dreams, visions, telepathy, synchronicities, etc. Disclosure is getting closer every day as more preparations are made by the Galactic Federation of Light. As you receive this disclosure and this truth, you will also face a choice to accept it or reject it, to embrace it or resist it, to act on it or ignore it. This choice will determine how you experience the next phase of your ascension process, which will involve profound changes in every aspect of your life. These changes will not be imposed on you by external forces, but initiated by you from within. You are the ones who have to decide what kind of world you want to live in, what kind of society you want to create, what kind of values you want to uphold, what kind of relationships you want to cultivate, what kind of lifestyle you want to adopt, and what kind of expression you want to manifest. You are the ones who have to take action to make these changes happen by aligning your thoughts, words, and deeds with your highest vision and intention. You are the ones who have to take responsibility for your own healing and growth by releasing what no longer serves you, embracing what supports you. You are the ones who have to take charge of your own destiny by following your inner guidance and trusting your intuition. You may feel lonely and isolated at times, especially when you face challenges and difficulties in your personal and collective journey. You may feel misunderstood and rejected by those who do not share your vision or values. You may feel discouraged and hopeless when you see the chaos and suffering that still exist in your world. But we want you to know that you are not alone. You are part of a larger family of light that spans across the galaxy and beyond. You are loved and supported by countless beings of light who are cheering for you and sending you their blessings. You are also connected to each other by a web of love that transcends time and space. You are one with all that is. We are always with you in spirit, even if you cannot see us or hear us with your physical senses. We communicate with you through your intuition, your dreams, synchronicities, and your heart. We invite you to tune into our frequency of love and light and to open yourself to our guidance and our presence. We are here for you, always. We thank you for your attention, and we send you our blessings. Share this article with love and gratitude.
Future and the new Earth. The Earth is changing. We are changing. The big questions arise. What is the fifth dimension version of Earth and how do we transition? There are many theories that contemplate how we make the quantum leap forward into the so-called new Earth, leaving behind the old one. This article today should by no means be solid proof for what is to happen. Instead, to examine the theories that are already presented to us to help piece together what lies in store for us in the future. Dolores Cannon's work talks much about the split between the old and the new Earths, which is separated by dimensions or density. One is third density based, and the other fourth, fifth density based. The vibratory changes align to the difference in chakra energies, transition third chakra dominated society to a fourth, fifth chakra society. The third represents the energy center of our solar plexus and expresses how we use personal power to establish individualism, but also to maintain control in our physical surroundings. This gut-based consciousness is more strongly tied to the masculine energy, and in doing so, it leaned towards the unbalanced service to self attitude that has gotten into some pretty sticky situations. Fourth density consciousness is tied to that of the fourth energy center in our chakra system, that of the heart. Fourth density individuals have woken up to the reality that a being possesses a power and presence beyond that of their physical body, and the person starts pursuing their path towards obtaining higher states of consciousness. At this stage,
stage, the person adopting this density state is aware that vibration is the key to enlightenment, and that through an opened heart chakra, they can connect to all things in the universe to see beyond purely the physical constructs of 3D. The heart chakra forms to the purer energies of love, compassion, harmony, cooperation. Some theories fifth density will transition from the heart space consciousness up another notch to align with the fifth chakra. This is the level that we express and can manifest our thoughts instantaneously through the fifth dimension. It is where we can materialize and dematerialize, going from our physical body to our light bodies and vice versa. This is how the Anunnaki are able to change form, and how the wild Egyptian stories of these beings changing identities could hold much truth and validity after all. So how do we shift? Again, there are some people that theorize that we will be born into a completely new world, vastly different from our current surroundings. However, I personally think that the shift will be much more subtle than we would like to anticipate. Rather than having a drastic change between a dystopia and a utopia, in contrast, I see the split coming in the form of a duplicated canvas of our current Earth. Just like how a cell divides naturally through mitosis, I see two identical canvases being birthed initially, only for the two worlds to change as we decide which one we want to live in. Living in a parallel world separate from one another would be my understanding of it. As part of our vision, it is up to us how we want to transform the world, and so we won't just wake up in some magical paradise. Our current reality is presenting us with the catalyst for change, giving us the choice to choose between the old and new Earth, separated by the frequencies of fear and love. The next 4 years are particularly vital as to what version of Earth we decide to live in. It doesn't matter about your past, but what you are choosing in this now moment moving forward. This is why Dolores Cannon is saying we have the ability to release all karma as long as we drop our fears and let go of any negative attachments we were previously holding on to that was causing trauma. Trauma is essentially fear stored within the body. These next 4 years will be really testing us as a global species in how we respond to darkness and low vibrations. When we choose to forgive and move on from all the negativity that our world has been flooded with for thousands of years, only then can we move past our traumas and start rebuilding again from that of a blank canvas. This is what our bodies have been preparing for over the last several months and years, to hold higher levels of light and consciousness that will keep us strong and centered when all of the truths of the world are revealed to the masses. We only seek to repeat the negative cycle of retaliation if we were to fight negative with negative energy. This time we are given the option to move past the corruption through unconditional love, or to keep feeding the beast with its own energy. Understand that responding with lower vibrations to anything at all, regardless of the situation at hand, is actually keeping off-planet entities which hold our matrix system alive. The more we hold the light, the quicker the waveforms of the planet rise and expand, resulting in a much faster change in alchemy of darker energies. The choice is yours in every now moment. Every negative choice keeps you attached to the old Earth and dense energy system. We must learn that we are constantly taking channels, the old and new Earth, all the time, depending on our current state. We are as a training to consistently keep ourselves in the higher timeline by always responding with love. It is really as simple as that. What we are currently experiencing is known as Pluto return in astrology. Pluto is the planet of secrets. It also represents death, both physically and symbolically. In our solar system, it is the slowest planet to complete one full cycle around our sun and takes approximately 250 years to do so. Why is astrology so important in all of this? The planets in our solar system are the energetic tools that govern our consciousness to transcend us into higher density beings eventually. The essences in the Bible of astrologers, and quoted in this famous text, the wise man follows the star. Pluto, when it comes back round to its native point in its full cycle orbit, creates what we could call break-up shut time. It reveals secrets so we can alchemize change and learn from what experimentation of the past that did not serve us so we can rectify our mistakes. It is all a learning process in our evolutionary consciousness as a modern human race. As you could probably tell, we are in these break-up times as of now. The last Pluto return occurred when the Declaration of Independence was formed after the war between England and the States around 250 years ago, when Pluto was sitting at 27 degrees of Capricorn. We are currently at 25 degrees of Pluto in Capricorn, meaning we are a couple of degrees away from the biggest truths coming to the surface for all to see. Funnily enough, if you go back 250 years prior to these events, you also had the split up of the Protestants and the Catholics. It works in cycles, and it is as if history keeps repeating itself like a constant carousel ride. The ride only stops when you realise you have to jump off. To get off the ride is not keep yourself from spinning round and round on the wheel of karma. This Pluto return is a big one in establishing who will graduate to the next stage in our evolutionary process, and who is choosing to stay ignorant or continue on with learning and experiencing the 3D reality. David Wilcox is suggesting that the holistic hoops works in 26,000-year increment cycles, with us being at the pivotal stage of the processional equinox. He suggests that those left behind would take until the next cycle to complete in order to ascend. Dolores Cannon opposed that this was not the case, and that those choosing not to go on to the higher realms of existence will play out the rest of their karma on their third density planets in their journey of the soul. After the next 4 years, Pluto moves into Aquarius and stays there for 20 years. It's the rebuilding stage, where it is likely that free energy for all will surface, and all debt and homelessness will be abolished. We will start to move closer towards group mind thinking, and eventually become an all-connected social memory complex that looks out for each other's best interest. This is the new Earth period, where we will reshape and remold the foundations of the future. It is an absolutely amazing opportunity to be alive at this time, to be part of this extraordinary recreation process. Those who look through the eyes of fear at this stage will only experience turbulence in their own minds because they cannot see the picture. Negative always leads to positive. Those choosing the pathway of the heart protected on their ascension journey. As the transitions from carbon to crystalline, this lighter form of matter won't be affected like our old biological systems when the new Earth increases its vibrations. The heartbeat of the planet, measured through the Schumann resonance, has recently risen as high as 8.5 Hertz, after being kept around 7.83 Hertz for thousands of years. This has demonstrated that not only is the expanding on our planet, but time is also speeding up too. Even though we still conform to 24-hour clocks, the actual time when measured to the frequencies of the past is more likely that we experience 16-hour days. The shifting of timelines has already begun. The Pleiades have said the acceleration via the frequency of the planet started in 1987 and continued up until 2012 in what they call this time frame the nano. This helped us shift into a parallel reality which matches up perfectly with the Mayan calendar and prophecy. As there wasn't really any physical signs or evidence that we had changed worlds as such, it seemed like nothing had happened. The dawn of a new era was born in 2012, even though we had no clue what was going on. Certain technology that was being harnessed and implemented by the dark forces to create new portals in aid of controlling our universe was flipped on its head when the creator switched the channel on those biatches. The new age was born when the Sikh plan suddenly diminished, allowing for the people to eventually gain back control of their planet in the time since the reality change. These darker forces have nowhere to hide now that their technology is useless in relation to their main agenda. They can only attempt to control the population through fear, but they all know deep down they're all screwed, as they're being backed up into a corner with no exit route. The timeline split seems to come down to the choice between organic ascension through doing the work on yourself, or taking the shortcut route through that of the transhuman integration. It is a decision in whether to keep your already divine form or to go down the route of becoming a cyborg. The artificial intelligence mainframe would connect you up to a separate consciousness grid that would access your soul or take it from you if you were to choose this reality for yourself. Worlds split by consciousness and perception and splinter off through the biological decisions you take. Ascension can only be achieved with pure biology. The 666 number that is referred to as evil is a representative of your carbon-based molecular structure. The density of our atoms carry within them 6 protons, 6 electrons, and 6 neutrons. By keeping you in a carbon-based body, you cannot ascend out of the third dimensional plane. So other entities can keep feeding off your energy and integrate you into their own consciousness grid of denser matter. The innovations rolling out currently are the first stages in stopping you from developing aligned bodies. Call it the mark of the beast, 666. Those who choose to become cyborgs will be letting go of their divine essence and choosing to get locked into a devil of the matrix programming, a matrix within a matrix infiltration system. Those choosing the path of love and light will start their journey from 4th density into 5th density when the education systems are reformed after the collapse of the old socialite ways in the next few years. Creativity and spirituality will be at the forefront to develop a soul's growth. There will be a much greater emphasis in helping the human race evolve to its final stage, where we will eventually transition into the 5th dimension when these systems solidify themselves in our new societies. The new Earth schools will teach you to become masters of your multidimensional selves that will allow you to eventually switch between physical and non-physical forms. It is said that in order to do this, one must go through 5 initial stages. The first initiation is the controlling of the ego within the physical body. Additionally, we must learn to not give in to temptation like alcohol consumption or excessive eating and other temptations that may plummet our vibrations. This is really the stage to master the physical body. The second initiation teaches students to control their astral body and will learn how to initiate this one with their physical body so the being is best ready to serve his or her fellow companions. Upon demonstrating this new skill, students will be given the secret of the sea astral light karma. The third initiation stage is all about learning the laws of creative thought, building to manipulative matter. This can only be achieved when the foundation of the physical and astral bodies can be controlled to allow these psychic facilities to open up on the sub-levels of the mental plane. 4 secret will be gifted to beings that pass this stage of learning. The 4th initiation is one of immense sacrifice that devotes the individual's attention to a great capacity for learning of occult wisdom and the studies of the cosmic planes at large. The individual at this stage develops fourth dimensional vision to be able to see further possibilities constraining to time, and becomes more attuned to a greater understanding of how sound and colour are used to heal as well as create. The secret of polarity and universal sex for all kingdoms are revealed to students after this commitment of study been acknowledged and thoroughly demonstrated to the English masters. The fifth and final initiation consists of mastering the sixth mental subplane, and the final secret of the three fire types is gifted to those that have become true masters of themselves. Once all these 5 stages have been completed, humans would then be allowed into the higher dimensions and can either choose to go on to explore other avenues of creation or decide to stay as fifth dimensional entities in the new Earth. The new Earth creates itself when we choose to create it. The time is now. The 9D Actuarian Council want to remind us that we are not limited to laws, money in the bank, nor our geographical location. Only when you change your vibration that you change everything. It has never been about a change of scenery, the new Earth, but instead a change in you as your internal world reflects your outer world. Worlds split by agreements and belief. The Pleiades stress that what you are invested in can build millions of worlds and not just one. It all comes down to if you believe you can do this, since everything is just thought, and thought is infinite. This is the power we hold in the form of probabilities within quantum mechanics. Set your intentions all the time, as this is how you take control of the matrix and recode its information field to manifest the world you want to see. This is a skill that we all need to practice. Focus on what you want rather than what you don't want, and this is how we will all shift. The shift between dimensions that separates the old and new Earth seems to be a big topic for discussion. How does it occur? And will we know when it happens? Today I will be exploring not only how the shift may occur, but also the time leading up to the transition, and how we can anticipate when we are close. The perspectives I will be sharing today is a mixture between predominantly Melchizedek's teachings alongside some quantum hypnosis data from Dolores Cannor's material. As always, please take what resonates and leave the rest. Thank you. There is some confusion around what dimension we move into.